In the next room was a variety of Victorian dresses and undergarments. The guide asked us our names and I squeaked my response, fearful I'd be found out as a boy. "Well, I think Claire and Joanna should be our scullery maids, who'll do all the washing up, and you Rebecca can be our kitchen maid, who helps with the cooking, keeping the fires stoked and ensuring there is a constant supply of hot water available." An outfit was selected for Claire by another lady, called Rita, who took her to a side room to change. A few minutes later Claire returned dressed in a grey Victorian dress, white pinafore and a little white hat. Joanna giggled, Claire blushed. I just panicked on the inside. Joanna was next and returned a moment later dressed identical to Claire. Now it was my turn. A costume was chosen for me and I was taken to the next room where Rita asked me to remove my outer clothes. Nervously I removed my jacket and passed it to Rita, who placed it on a hanger. Next I removed my boots and trousers. "Oh, those boots are perfect for the period," Rita exclaimed. "Now if you remove your blouse, turn around and hold onto this bar," she explained. I shyly turned away from her, removed my blouse and held onto the bar above my head, wearing only my girdle and tights. "Now I'll not fasten it too tight," Rita said as she wrapped a corset around my waist, and explained that all girls my age wore one in Victorian times. "It's very tight," I said as she pulled the laces. "Nonsense," she replied, "girls used to have their waists reduced by around 4 inches. Often more. I've taken about 1 inch off yours," she explained. Before long I had numerous underskirts and petticoats on beneath a heavy long grey dress, which was topped off with a full-length white apron. I was unable to put my boots on due to the corset, so Rita helped me back into them. "These boots are perfect for your outfit, Rebecca. But much easier to get on," she added as she fastened the zip for me. "How did Victorian women dress themselves?" I asked, knowing that if I couldn't bend to put my boots on, neither could they. Rita explained that they all helped each other as she plaited my hair tightly to my head, which was the traditional style for servants. Soon I rejoined the 2 other girls and we were herded back into the kitchen. All 3 of us blushed as both the children and adults smiled and giggled at our Victorian maids' outfits. The cook immediately put us to work for what seemed like an hour, but Mrs. Barnes assured me later that it was no more than 10 minutes. The tour guide and the cook both thanked us for our hard work and told us to return at the end of the tour to change back into our own clothes. "You look great, Rebecca," Mrs. Barnes exclaimed. "And I love your hair like that. I'm not sure I can spend another hour or 2 in this corset," I said to Mrs. Barnes as we were led out of the kitchen into the next section of the museum. "Don't worry, dear. You'll get used to it, I expect," she said, "plus, it's all part of the Victorian experience." "I had no idea they wore this many clothes," I replied. "For an 18-hour day too?" "Yes, the working classes had it hard back then," Mrs. Barnes explained. I nodded in agreement.